Good morning. We are live from the Streetlight Bar and Kitchen. And man, whew, it's a beautiful Sunday morning. Mike, as I note the show, as my title would be, handling business on the road, because no Philadelphia sports team is at home. There's only one part of action, that's WrestleMania. And boy, I mean, if you guys missed some Eagles, you got to see a little bit of the Eagle players a little bit last night with Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson, right, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, you knew going into WrestleMania being here all weekend, you knew you were going to see some Eagles here. But yeah, all the Philly sports teams are on the road. And 2 of the 3, not bad. One is in a nosedive, really bad, and they need to find a way to get themselves out. But we're going to start with the good first, Pat.
Yeah, let's start with those 10-9-8 76ers and Joel Embiid making an impact. And boy, has he been sharp. He has been red hot since he's been coming back, averaging over close to 30 points, just being a beast. If you watch yesterday's game, going against Grizzlies, and I love Caitlin Scott, but she was trying to hype them up, because they've been on a 3-game winning streak, and they beat, Milwaukee Bucks, but you could just see the difference when Joel Embiid is on the floor and the stuff he can do, and the variety of damage he can create. I mean, just getting guys in open spacing. I mean, you can make Tyrese Maxey, you make Kyle Lowry, so much better. Getting those guys the spacing that they need, and that one back pass that he made to Kyle Lowry passing it back to him, and he makes that pull-up jumper. Just really, really nice. I mean, like I said, they try to clog the lane on him. You got all 12 guys in that lane. It wouldn't matter. Joel Embiid's coming crashing, and when he's hot, he's hot. And you and I kind of went back and forth a little bit, and I get your point. When it comes playoff time, the guys, he is the Dak Prescott. He's not around. He's, back in milk carton. But I think the injury, Mike, and let me ask you and Al this. I think the injury did Joel Embiid so much better. And this is why I'm saying it, because now,
Hold on. The injury did
him better, because look at it. He's not going to be burnt out.
Surgery did my body good. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, well, he's kind of recharged. He's recharged now.
I would hope he's recharged. He sat home for 3 months.
Yes, he's going to be recharged for the playoffs.
I mean, if any one of us took a 3-month vacation, we would come back and be fully energized. I'm just saying, listen, the Sixers are playing good ball with him, coming back. Do I believe they're going to make a deep run in this postseason? No. I'm sorry. Show me. Okay, I'm tired of it. He's a generational talent. He's a generational talent that can't get his ass out of the second round. I'm sorry. Look, get past the second round, and then I'll look and see.
Listen, I understand you don't want to buy into the product yet. You're still have to wait till round 2 if they can make it that far. But the only difference right now, they don't have the perimeter shooting like they've had in years past, but they do have. And here goes your X factor, Kelly Oubre. Kelly Oubre has been just taking the ball to the cup whenever he wants. He's been really aggressive. I liked it. And now he's starting to shoot a little bit from the perimeter. He had the first game on the road against OKC. He had 4 3-pointers. Then it's been a couple against Miami and a couple last night. So he is pulling up and hitting some perimeter shots. But, when I look at this team, I just – the overall body of work, and like I said, Kelly Oubre, you've kind of been that X factor. Now, the big question is Tobias being hurt. Where do you fit him at? I mean, I don't know if you could put him into this lineup right now because of the way this team is cooking right now. Where does he fit? Because you had Maxey going off the night before, and I get a lot of guys were chiming into the Sixers postgame show with me, not happy with Maxey. Listen, you're not most likely he'll bounce back and come full throttle. But Al, I want to go to you. Where are you right now with the Sixers and Joel Embiid's return and all that fun stuff?
Listen, I'm not changing my stance on the fact that I am worried that he, you know, are they rushing him back for a possible push? That's what I worry about. Is he going to re-injure the same injury? I mean, if he gets injured and it's a completely unrelated injury, that's just typical Joel Embiid injury, weird injury stuff. But ultimately, I mean, you can't not get excited by watching this team play. Like, and I know, Mike, you're talking about get what you can get for get this the king's ransom. You can get a king's ransom all you want, but it's still not the king.
Listen,
You know what I mean?
it's Dakota. Like this is a Sixers fan. I love you guys. I love you guys to death. But you guys are on this island that Joel Embiid's going to bring you a championship. Show me where the proof is that he's going to bring you guys a
Show
championship.
me where the proof is he's not.
Obviously, he hasn't made it past the second round
Yeah,
yet. So
if
obviously,
you go back in time and look at many other great players who won championships.
Hindsight's always 20/20, though, Al.
But I'm saying that you could see guys who were great players who didn't win championships until they were later in their careers.
Again, but then that's until they team up with other people. This guy's a generation.
And again, that's why I'm not super worried about. I was okay with folding up this.
You were
because
you did say that. In the
I want to see what they can build with the spots open on the roster, with the money allowable, all that kind of stuff. That's where I wanted to see. I was afraid that, listen, watching him come back and watching him even play. Right now you got what 75%, 80% Joel Embiid at best.
I'm not knocking. All right. The reason why I took the stance where I'm taking it is because this guy hasn't put this team on his back. And when it counts, okay, he is folded up like a turtle. He is folded up like me and Pat would say in the wrestling business, he folded up like a cheap chair. And I'm sorry, to me, until I see that. Now, I do see a lot more matureness from him, but until they get past the second round, I'm not trying to hear nothing about this generational talent, because generational talents, they put your team on your back. They put their team on their back when it's time to put them on their back. And Joel Embiid has yet to do that.
Yeah, and guys, real quick, I want to remind you that we are here live at the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar, 5400 Fern Boulevard.
Come on out and say hi.
The Holiday Inn Suites, Drexel Brook Event Center. Come on down because this afternoon we have a pre and post game for the Phillies. And while you're here, you get a chance to win a pair of Joey Sheeran's tickets. That's right, we took them right from Joey Sheeran's back pocket. He didn't see me come in; they just slid them out. He doesn't know. And guys, to tell you this much, they are for the May 15th Mets game. That's right. So just not any old tickets. Phillies Mets. Courtesy of Edge of Philly Sports.
Where's Matty
All
B?
you have to do is show.
Matty B's creeping around here somewhere.
All you have to do is show up here, come hang out. I'll give you a ticket. You're automatically in the drawing. So, and if you come out here, there's other ways you can get into the extra tickets in the drawing, but you won't know until you get here. So I remind everybody that. But let's hit some of these comments here because I know you guys don't have them in front of you, but I want to get some of them real quick for. Steve's chiming in. Buddy needs to get it together. Covington needs to come back. I keep hearing that about Covington needing to come back. I am not banking on.
Yeah, but when you break down the rotation, where's he fit? I mean, when the playoff rotations come into play, I mean, if you want to use them for perimeter defense, fine. But I mean, where does he fit right now?
Create checking in.
Oh, what's that? What's that little punk?
Is Pat a Cowboys fan? He said Dak Prescott. I said no. He's a Mets fan.
Angry Ant.
Marshawn checking in. Pat needs coffee after injury made him better. Remark. Listen, I know what Pat's trying to say, and I kind of said that could be the one. Like this could teeter either way. Like we talk about rust. We talk about not being ready or prepared for the postseason, not being prepared to work with guys he hasn't worked with yet.
No.
But kind of, I think what you're trying to say is the ability for him to be rested and go into a postseason well rested. But also is the most likeliness of this team, and they can win out. Say they win out, just they have a schedule that's fairly favorable in front of them right now.
Right.
What we look at 6 seed at best.
We're looking at 6 seed. We could lock if you look. I mean, look who you got to play. You got the Spurs tonight. You pretty much got some bottom feeders left to go. I mean, there's nothing on the schedule that scares you.
But remember, the Flyers learned last night and the last few days The bottom feeders don't meet.
Yeah, but this is different though. You got a legit superstar on this team, and the Flyers don't.
I agree with there's a big difference there, but bottom feeders. Listen. They have something to prove. They might be playing for a contract. They might be playing for next year. They might be playing to put on a show for another team because they might be there, not in that city next year. They also are looking to play spoiler. So you can't look past bottom feeders. You can look at what I refer to as a favorable schedule for the Sixers lining up defensively and offensively against these teams. Yes, it is favorable, but at the same time, you can't look past
the difference between the Flyers and the Sixers are the two most important spots. The most important spot you need in hockey is a goalie. The Flyers don't have that. The Sixers have the most important spot as an NBA superstar. They got that. They got the best.
But you're telling me you can't see the Sixers team has never lost to a team that they weren't supposed to lose to.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. There's nothing set in stone. The thing is the Sixers should now, if everything, again, you were talking about being well rested. At this point in their the season, normally, if he didn't get hurt, they would have more wins under their belts, and they would be able to kind of rest the big man and rest players generally going into the postseason. They're not going to have that luxury unless they're, you may want to go up against the Boston Celtics. Is not a team I want to go up against.
It's funny because, like I said, they were trying to hype up the Grizzlies because they've been on a 3-game tear. But again, when you saw that Sixers team, they buried this team by halftime. I mean, Joel Embiid had a double-double yesterday. I mean, they were bringing guys off the street to bury the rest of this Grizzlies team. I mean, you finally got to see Ricky Council a little bit. He came up and shot one from the perimeter. Taquan Smith shot one from the perimeter. I mean, they're ready to suit me up. I mean, and that's
all right. Well, let's calm down.
Yeah, it's a little.
You look more like Pat Riley, that Pat Bernard over here.
What is up with it?
I love him. He said I'm going to put my game on, and
you said bring your A game. Well, I mean,
the only reason you brought your game is because
it's a B plus. We'll give him that.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not exactly an A plus player. I mean,
but no, you know what I took out of it yesterday was the bench. Was it Kenyon Martin? He had 10 points yesterday.
Yeah.
In 22 minutes. But then the new kid, Dalton, Jr., 11 points in 14 minutes.
Yeah,
yesterday in the fourth.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I noticed.
Jeff Dalton. Yeah,
Jeff Dalton. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So the way I'm looking at it now with them, if their bench can be a little bit better, then maybe that might help them get them over the hump. But
before surgery last year, the year before, that was always the question. If they had, probably one of the better teams, front five going to the playoffs, but when it came to the bench and role players, that's where they dropped off significantly. I want to hit a couple more of these comments here, guys. Dibes checking in. Kelly Oubre has been lights out lately. Easily biggest steal in free agency last offseason. He's better on the court over Tobias come crunch time.
Yes.
One thing is even when he's not good, when he's missing shots, Kelly he brings the energy. He brings the fight. He brings the game. If he doesn't, if he doesn't have it, then we're, then this team could look very lackluster. I mean, because Tobias at times looks like he doesn't even want to be there.
He's aggressive in the paint. I mean, if he's not scoring, he's getting boards, and that's important.
Steve's checking in. Brian Pop was awesome in the playoffs the same year. He was out for an extended period of time. Yeah, I mean, listen, there could be a plus to this, the way it all comes back and everything. I worry a little bit about chemistry because tell me I'm crazy. People, you worry about chemistry. No, you do worry about chemistry because how many times have you seen superstar-laden teams not do well because there was no chemistry? Nobody knew how to. Nobody was willing to be the facilitator versus the guy taking the ball to the net all the time. Like there has to be synergy. Let's see. Dive saying, sorry guys, I'm on the way back with the Sixers team and 1,000% prepared to have heart to be shattered into a million pieces. I mean, it's okay, like, to be back on this team. I'm going back in this. I'm looking at anything. This is like gravy, bonus time. Like that's how I'm looking at the playoffs. Like I'm not invested in this year, thinking that this is it. This is the year.
Yeah, but I mean, for me, again, where the Flyers are falling off now, the Sixers are picking up. You know what I mean? And it's coming playoff time. And like I said, Joel Embiid on the floor is the best player in the NBA. And you could, you might think I'm crazy, but listen, there's nobody can do what he can do. He's just that good. I mean, even on the defense side of the ball, I mean, he plays decoyed. Like he'll go on the perimeter to look like he's going to do some, wing defense, and then he'll come right back to the lane and shut it down. He'll clog down that lane.
Angry Ann wants to know if Mike's a Philly hater.
No, I'm not a Philly hater, dude.
Wow.
I
It's the
just
first time you're getting heat.
yeah. Look,
Yes.
listen, I don't care.
I'm always catching heat.
But
You know,
can I bring something up real quick? I have to point this out. Pat, did you bring your glue and safety scissors? Because I love how your notes are on construction paper right
You know
now.
what? It's very creative. I get lost in
I'm
the
like,
sauce.
at first I'm looking on the
I
screen,
got
like,
blue
did
for
he?
Sixers.
Yeah, I was gonna say he color coded
I
his
got
notes.
red.
I was very proud of you for that, but I'm like, wait a minute.
obviously, you see, he didn't have orange because he
Yeah.
put the flyers on
Yeah.
purple.
The kids would use up all the orange construction paper.
Yeah, I
But
ate the rest of it.
no, to
He ate
answer
the
to
glue.
answer Ant's question, I'm not a hater. I want to see the Sixers do well, but I'm very reserved in what I see with Joel Embiid. So until they get past the second round and stop stubbing their toe in the second round, I don't have no faith. And I know they have Nick Nurse. That was a good first step, but I still think Embiid needs a couple more pieces to help him get past this.
I mean,
round.
you're right, Mike. I mean, they definitely need some better perimeter shooting. But I mean, other than that, I mean, you got guys aggressive. I mean, look at the guy last year who they're supposed to be their facilitator. You want to talk about coming up small? I mean, number 13, the Beard, Mr. Beard, he shattered. He shattered. He didn't come
And
up through.
Joel did too. Joel
Yeah,
turtled
he
up.
did. You're
Joel
right.
turtled up in Game 6 and
He's still-
Game 7.
Yeah,
Like this is my issue with Joel Embiid. He is great throughout the regular season. The regular season, I'm Mr. MVP. I'm going to show you how good I am. And then the playoff, and he disappears. That I don't care how good of a generational talent you are. If you're that much of a generational talent, you put that team on your back. That Boston team
Well,
a
I
year
think you're.
ago
I
was
think
ready to go.
I think you're gonna get that. You're gonna get that litmus test this year.
yes.
If he's healthy and he's playing fully, I don't think he backs
There's no
down.
excuse.
Like I honestly think you'll have it at the end of this playoffs, no matter if they win or lose, how it goes out. I don't think you're gonna be. I honestly don't think you're gonna be questioning that part of him. I really don't.
I agree with you. I think this is the put up or shut up time. There's
Okay,
no
so-
excuse. You come into playoffs well rested. You're going to have the players that you need. You got veteran players like Kyle Lowry. There's another players to disappear in playoffs, but still you got him kind of being aggressive. You have all these other Kelly Oubre is aggressive. The Maxi's got will be there for you. Other than that, I mean, you're going to have to be solid. You're going to have to be
Okay, so my counter question to both of you guys is, what happens if it doesn't? Then where do we go?
Well, like he said himself, he gave himself in the beginning of the year in the off season last summer, he gave himself a window. He said, I have a window with this team. So again, they're going to have to start shopping. I don't know how much more you have.
No. I think what Mike's trying to say is, what if he's asking, what if he showed up small? Like if he
If
comes
it comes up small, and
like
this
not like they
postseason-
didn't they won't win or loss. If he comes
comes
and
up
you
small.
and your eye test tells you he didn't put his effort into it. What is your thoughts?
Well, it's a catch-22 because the reason why you make it to the playoffs and why you were a high seed is because of him. And you see, without him for the past 6 weeks, this team is cooked. This talent alone. I mean, we were all hyped for the Buddy Hields and all that stuff, but this team is cooked, and they don't stand a chance. But I mean, listen, you could bring a whole U-Haul back for him. You still, I mean, his talent alone is just head and shoulders above the NBA. But again, when it comes up being small, I need guys that's when I need guys to come through. And I can't afford guys
Listen,
to come up small.
simple answer for me is if he comes up small purposefully, I'll be the first one to tell you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Pull the trigger.
All right.
If I see a guy who doesn't want to play, but I haven't seen that too much. He has come up small, especially last year. They could have beat Boston last year.
Boston was ready. Boston was ready to go home. Game
Yeah,
6.
they had a pack.
Him and the Beard came up.
So real quick, I want to hit a couple more of these comments because I want to go move this a little along here. Steve saying JoJo's previous peak was the game winner against Toronto. He got elbowed in the face. He basically back there now. It's on him to pick it back up, and I think that's what we're all saying. Pat came straight from church in that outfit. Pat hit Sunday.
That's awesome.
The Sixers will win the EFC. Will win the EFC champ. So
Yeah, maybe on NBA Live.
no, listen. So hold on. I did say this. I always. I guess I'm a flim flamer. I guess I back up my thing, but
Between you two, I don't know which one flips and flops out of
no,
more
but
out of one.
yeah.
but
Be part of that canoe.
in all honesty, would it be the craziest thing if this was the year? At least they went to the finals just because it's so unexpected. That's usually how it works. I mean, 2017 Eagles, they weren't sitting there screaming Super Bowl preseason. The 2008 Phillies, you knew that they were going to be a better team from what you saw in 07, but you didn't know they were going to be, take it all the way type team. It's just, it seems to come in the more unexpected times. And that's an important note to me. Like I can see it's the moments you're not looking for, and that's why I'm like purposefully in the back of my head, I'm not buying in this championship possibility. Um, it's a better cast now. I will agree with this. This is probably one of the better casts that they have in a while. I wouldn't say every like overall best players they've had available, but I would say they have the deepest bench they've had in a long time. And
they got a better head coach. I will give Nick Nurse that. He's a better head coach.
Marshawn, more like Buddy Yield. Oh my God. I gotta kick. If I'm having a bad day, I just need to go read Marshawn's.
Yeah, Marshawn's great.
Marshawn has the best messages.
Listen,
hold on. I agree.
Okay.
Joel Embiid has missed some tough games. Has had some bad moments, but let's not get crazy. Embiid is a plus 22 in 19 playoff games in the last 2 years, and he plays is
again for all the stats you guys throw out there. Again, where did they end up? They ended up leaving the same spot. I'm sorry, generational talent. Dude's got to put you on his back and get you to the next level. We have yet to see that next level.
Listen now, can I just say this one thing because this comment kind of brings me to it a little bit, Pat.
Mm-hmm.
Bucks are. This is Steve saying this. Bucks are in a complete free fall right now. They may be the third, fourth, or fifth seed. Effing Glenn.
That's good though.
That is a matchup I want to see, but I'm nervous because if you lose it, you're never going to hear the end of it.
Well, I mean, I don't think you would lose. I think this is going to be more of a revenge factor because I think it wears on their back.
Fall, but they still have some talent. And Giannis and Embiid battle it out. And if Embiid's on 100% and 100% Giannis, it's a little bit tougher task.
It's not even a sweat.
30-6 with Maxey and Embiid, enough said. There is your hope. You don't need to look any further. You can look further, but you don't need to, according to Steve. That is a key factor here. It is now finally the Maxey and Embiid show. There's no James Harden. There's no Jimmy Bucket. He wasn't there for that. But there's not another superstar. I think this is the first time the role player, every player knows their role, and I think that is a definite plus into the Sixers.
We'll wait and see on that one.
Real quick, guys, I want to remind you that this show is also brought to you by. Sorry, it's a little different here. Sherry'sTickets.com. That's right, Sherry'sTickets.com. Forget the other guys. Forget them all. Go to Sherry'sTickets.com because you're not going to get hidden fees. You're not going to get bamboozled at checkout. And you're going to get the best prices. The price you see on the screen is the price you're going to pay. They are family-owned and operated since 1946, and you're going to use that great promo code
EOP10.
That's right, EOP10 will save you 10% off at Sherry'sTickets.com. Again, that great promo code
EOP10
will save you 10% off at Sherry'sTickets.com. Use EOP10 often. So back to the comments here. Question for you, Mike. Do you think Philadelphia Phillies can sweep the Nationals today? Brad wants to know.
Yes, I do. You want to know why, Brad? Because I am here, and I'm 3-0 now. And Pat's 1-0. Okay, and Sal being with me, Sal got 2 wins. Now, poor Al over here, and Matty B. Matter of fact, they're going to be doing right after us. Those 2 curmudgeons. Let's see if they can get a win today.
Well, no.
Listen.
You might want to put the bruise back in the closet.
Post-gaming wins is easy. All the heavy lifting is done when you have to, shine certain things to make it look better. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. And there's nobody good at shining, polishing up a turd than you and Matty B.
Well, listen. Listen. We can talk about the Sixers all day long, but listen. How about though?
We got to talk about this ice hockey.
We got to talk about this hockey team. Me and Matty B did the post game show the other night. Yeah, the Mayfair Mafia was in the house, and it's amazing how 2 weeks ago this team was going battle tested with the upper echelon teams of the East, right? You're competing with the Rangers and Toronto. You were really feeling good about this team. You beat Boston, and all of a sudden you look at the back end of this.
That was their last win.
Yeah, and you look at on March 23rd. You look at the back end of the schedule. You're like, this is going to be a cakewalk up until where we're at now. And no, it's been nothing but a cakewalk. It's been a tornado coming through this team, and now you have big questions asking where because what I've seen on the ice. I've seen this defense just fall apart, just being left wide open. They are leaving guys, opposing offenses, left wide open to take shots on a rookie goaltender. They bring in the rookie goaltender on Friday night, and 6'7", and he got welcomed into the NHL the hard way.
Well, listen, that's going to happen
Right.
with him. My question with you guys is, and I'm going to bring this up, since they kind of installed Jamie Drysdale back into the lineup, and they sent the other guys, the one kid they sent back down, um, you know, to me, it seems like this team is just out of gas. That's what it seems like. It seems like they had that gauntlet. They got through that gauntlet, and they're like, and now they can't ramp it back up.
I would love to say they're out of gas, but when I saw it yesterday, I mean, they create turnovers. They're taking a bunch of shots. It's just they're not finding it back in the net. They're struggling to find it back. And then, like I said, on defense, they're leaving holes just wide open. So I don't know if there's an issue there. And let me counterpunch you with this question. Has the John Tortorella message run its course?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But listen, I'm as much as I am against the Sixers, I'm probably the only guy that's probably here that I'm going to be saying I still believe they're going to make the postseason. And right now, I mean, Pat, if you're looking at it as we sit today, the Flyers are not even in.
Yeah, the Penguins are there.
The Penguins are in. But, I mean,
Flyers are giving people hope.
Right, exactly. I mean, you have Pittsburgh and the Flyers both with 83 points.
They're giving the wrong people hope. Can we just point that out?
Yeah.
The Flyers are giving the wrong people hope.
They're giving all the Bonfires.
I mean, you take a look. Detroit and Washington are 82.
Everybody's trying to go on their all their vacations, trying to get their money back because they thought they're going to be going away in a couple of weeks.
You're right.
Yeah, I mean, but listen, I still believe that they can turn this around.
Listen, if you checked out Clear the Ice last night, Matty B and I were covering it, and Pat, you said exhausted.
I said
Mike,
exhausted.
I said I can see the exhausted part, but it's more than they're mentally exhausted.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like I think, and speaking of Matty B, wants to know why is this show so frustrating. Tell me about it.
You deal with them every now and then. You tell me.
It's like dealing with the Three Stooges.
But my thing is this team, and it has nothing to do with John Tortorella, in the sense like his message. Maybe they're tired of getting yelled at. Fine, whatever. This team just looks like reality kind of slapped him in the face.
Yeah, but if your coach is, you would assume he's getting, during the intermission, he's yelling at you in the locker room, and you're just, like I said, out of gas, and you're not even responding. That means you're not listening to his message. And I don't know if that's an issue.
Let me ask you a question. You can't keep changing coaches every 2 to 3 years.
No, but that's how the NHL works.
No, it's not how it works. Because
it is.
Mike Sullivan spent almost a decade in Pittsburgh.
Because he's such a good coach.
Okay, but Tortorella's not a bad coach. I mean, yeah, we didn't like his philosophies, but the guy has taken teams to cup finals. Okay. He took the Rangers to a finals. He took Columbus to an Eastern Conference final. So the guy knows how to get there. The problem is like we've been saying, is this defense. I don't know if it's the defensive setup that they're running, but you cannot leave guys get behind you and down low. And that's been a problem for the Flyers all year long. Maybe they need to make some changes. This whole thing with Couturier, I have no idea. Why name the guy captain if you're going to keep sitting him?
Well, I don't understand. We do have Steve checking here. My gut's telling me that Coots Scratch is raising questions on who is running the ship, and if management and coach are on the same page. I feel it's deeper than physical. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because you guys bring up a good question about it. So when I had the conversation with Jordan Hall up in the press, he kind of, and I'm paraphrasing it, but he kind of thinks that this is part of Torts is he likes to play mind games with captain. But I think it's just more. I think it's just deeper than that. I just think because he's not showing up on the stat sheet, that's holding him back from getting some ice time. And like you said, it's kind of embarrassing. You name this guy captain,
he's getting stretched,
and he's getting, so why even have a captain? Why won't you just roll with the way you've been rolling? I mean, ultimately, you can go. Why don't you just make it connecting at this point? I mean, or tip it because he's obviously just not a good fit for it.
Yeah,
So,
well, listen, and Steve saying the book is out on Urson's line of sight issues. We brought that up a lot last night. Matty B and I went on to clear the ice. It was like each goal, like if I was to take kind of like the bird's eye view of the rink, you could almost lay them over the top of each other. It was the left side. It was it was from the circle up against the boards almost every time
well, I mean,
through traffic.
listen, I'll go 50-50 on that. Look at the defense, right? And like I said, you could blame the goaltender, and listen, I'll go with you on that. But look at the defense. Look at all those shots. Look how wide open the opposing offense is. There's no one guarding. They're too late. They're behind. They look out of sorts. I don't know if that's a defensive coordinator kind of thing. Why do these guys look out of place? So, I mean, like I said, the Flyers need to get together here. Like I said, Mike, hopefully in this last week they could turn things around.
Well, listen,
But let me ask you, is all hope is gone?
I'm not. No, I'm still in. I told you, I still think they're going to make the postseason. I think they get in.
Oh, nice.
I do. I think they get in. I think they get it right. It's just going to be. It's kind of a stretch that they have to go through. I mean, if you look at it, they haven't really went through a stretch like this all season.
Right.
So you got to just have hope. I still have hope that they're going to be able to right the ship.
Oh, the Italian tickler's in the house. My man Sal.
Oh,
What's
here
up,
we
bud?
go. Oh, here he goes.
All right, a new rule at EOP.
No
Pat is not allowed to make up nicknames. We're done. He's off the nickname train right now. But let's hit a couple of these up. Angry Ant wants to know the Flyers are old. Flyers shooting wide or don't shoot at all. Pass way too much and be conservative of not shooting. Steve's chiming back in here. So I ask, is Danny Briere looking at the Coots he played with or the current Coots? And Alain Vigneault took Rangers to the Cup.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. It was Alain Vigneault. He won a cup
Yeah.
with Tampa.
Yes, Tampa.
So I always get them two mixed up.
Matty B saying Tippett's too young. TK is too inconsistent to be the C. He wants to know what book on there, Urson. Maybe it's a pamphlet. And Steve wants to know it looked more like the forwards were out of position. So many of the goals yesterday, Atkinson was awful.
Why is Atkinson still on this team?
Yes.
To me, I'm sorry.
What purpose does he serve?
I don't know, man, but this dude sucks
He's
up.
the Pat Bernard of this Flyers team.
Yes.
My man sucks up more ice than a Zamboni.
Yeah.
I saw him yesterday. He had a breakaway yesterday, and my man whiffed. Nobody around him, just whiffed.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, how about it? I mean, look, it's pretty bad when Provy looked pretty good against his Flyers team yesterday. I mean, he played some solid defense. So, I mean,
well, Provy's going to get up for that game.
Yeah.
You got your old
6 goals, 6 defensemen.
yeah.
I mean, that does not happen. That's
No.
not a typical day
was
in
Nick Sealer-
NHL hockey.
Yeah, was Nick Sealer playing yesterday? Because my man's usually a puck magnet, and he was like, I didn't even say him.
Listen,
Put Pat in the goalie.
Yeah. We're not that desperate yet.
Yeah, come on, Angry Ant.
Our newest edition of EOP, Phil's checking in. Looking
Oh,
good,
my man
guys.
Phil.
What's up, Phil?
Looking good. He must be watching another show. Matty B saying 5.8 million averages that.
Is that for Atkins?
Is that
Atkins?
Yeah.
Figures. There had to be a reason why.
How many years left on that
I don't know.
contract?
Hopefully.
Next year's his last year. Okay.
All right, good. Maybe we can get rid of him for a bag of pucks.
And how disappointing is the Flyers collapse really since they're still rebuilding? They've been that, and then that's kind of was the theme of last night's Clear the Ice. Like Matty B, he said to me, he goes, "Look down." He goes, "If I was to tell you back before the season started that this team was going to be super relevant for most of the season, but the wheels would kind of fall off at the end." We all have to be honest. We were all like sitting there, knew this team was not ready yet. That this team was devoid of stars, superstars. They're still young guys learning to gel and be with the team. So it's the funny thing is I went in that Clear the Ice as the negative one, and Matty B came out the positive one.
Really?
We switched good.
That's why it was raining yesterday.
That's why it was.
Yeah, it was a weird situation, but he's right. Like I have to say that, and I know
we would all sign.
I know
up
it's
for
Sunday. I'm gonna have to bless myself here.
Walk of shame here.
Yeah, but Matty B was right. Like I would have signed. I would have signed up for it. I would have signed up for it knowing that like this team. The one thing, what do we all say going into the season? I just want to see these guys get better. I want to see the young guys grow. I want to see what we have. Now, the Carter Hart thing, that really did kind of cause the train to get off the track a little bit. Not the total reason they're at where they're at right now, but definitely is a hiccup because the goalie situation was not, and I just don't think they were ready to make a goal. Like I think they knew this was coming down. I don't know if maybe they didn't know how much it was coming down, but I think they knew there was a chance that they couldn't have Carter Hart, and they're like, we're gonna run with what we have and see what we have. Like in this case, like as a GM, it's okay to kind of roll the dice. You're not, like I said, I know we all have these aspirations of this team being much better than they were, go to the playoffs, make some sort of fun cup run, bring hockey playoffs back to Philadelphia, but I'm okay either way.
Yeah, but listen, I think, like I said, I can, kind of tap myself on the shoulder a little bit. I was one of the few that said I think this team is going to be sneaky good, and listen, because I just felt like that all the pieces that Torts needed out here. I believed in the front management. I thought this team was going to make a quick turnaround, which they did. And like you said, this year was only supposed to be about developing your young talent and see where this team can go. But you know what, though? Let me ask you. I'll go to you, Mike. Are you going to be disappointed if they do miss the playoffs?
No, I'm not. I mean, we went into it known as a rebuild. What I'm going to be very happy about with this season is that Philadelphia is now going to be a place where free agents are going to want to come. For these last probably 5 years, we were getting the guys that were at the tail end of their contracts. We were getting guys that were just trying to hold on and stick around another year and get as much money as we can. The stiffs like the Ryan Bronze, or I'm sorry, Justin Bronze, and the guy from this year, the Stahl brother. We always get the wrong brother in Philly too.
Yeah.
Like we can't get Jordan Stahl. We got to get the older, slower Bronze.
Yeah, we get the
Stahl.
Bobo version.
Right. So to me, I like the fact now that it's going to be Philly's going to become now a destination again for these top free agents. They're going to want to come here because the Flyers got a young nucleus now. So now you may see a guy who's maybe on his way up but can still help a contending team. He may come here. Like I'll throw a name out there. I know he probably won't come here, but Tarasenko, he signed a 1-year deal.
Well, Carolina,
he's a guy right now that can, if he comes, he can help the Flyers. He's a sniper. You know what I mean? So, and that's what they need.
Yeah, and listen, his leadership role might be great as well. But let me ask you too, Al.
Real quick, it was a good question by Phil, and guys, I want to remind you that PM and the AM is great Sunday morning, but we're going to have weekday mornings covered now from 8 to 9:30.
Nice.
Phil, Trending the AM has joined.
Stressful free. My man.
So, guys,
his show's
looking for that. Huh?
His show's going to be here?
No, it's going to be on our network.
Oh, I thought he was coming in here.
Maybe one day.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Maybe one day. But
so you get to hang out with me a little bit more?
Oh my God!
And I just got a resignation from Phil Stiefel. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, no. Actually, he put his contract 2 things. We won't work with Mitch and no nicknames from you.
All right.
So that's fine. Steve said, I agree. I think they've ever seen the 6 of 6 goals coming from the D. Holy jumping. Yeah, no, it's never too soon to tank. Again, I don't want this team to tank. I want this team to grow. They have draft options. They have young
cap
guys.
options. Like they're going to be out of cap hell finally too.
Yeah,
I mean that's another thing too. Like
it doesn't have to be. That's Dives' Sixer mentality kicking in there. Right there.
See, like again, for me, everything's changed. I'm sorry. I listen. I could be alone on this island. I will. I mean,
you should be alone on many islands.
Yes,
by yourself.
I had Mike Missinelli text me yesterday saying, "Dude, you gotta get off this Flyers island, bro." And I said, "No."
You sure didn't follow up with and stop and lose his number?
Stop calling me.
Like he misses. Like I don't know you.
He reached out to me.
No,
yeah. No, that's my guy. But listen,
he don't say that in public.
No, I don't want to blame him either. But listen, to me, look, things have changed. To me, I'm not going to give up draft picks, but I mean, some way I would have liked to manage a serviceable backup goalie. I mean, you're like I said, you losing Carter Hart dampened the whole. Like you said, that's where the train went off the tracks a little bit. And listen, in the NHL playoffs, you know what can happen.
It made it even harder. Listen. We did, we were missing a strong defenseman. We're missing that. Listen, I brought this up to Matty B last night. I kept saying, how many times did we sit there going into post-game shows for Clear the Ice and talk about shots on goal always significantly favoring the Flyers?
Yeah.
But without those guys who can hit those goals, we need more percentage up. The shots on goal, great, but we need the guys who are going to land those goals. That's the important part. You know, it's
So,
like we're
let
not
me
playing horseshoes here. You're not getting points for being close to the net.
And
let go.
that's another thing I've seen too wrong with this Flyers team too. Too much of trying to go across ice and get that perfect deflection.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now, Travis Konechny's very guilty of that. There have been times where he's had a lane to shoot and he's passing the puck off trying to do the perfect tip and pass. Tyson Forster, same thing. These guys got to start to shoot the puck. Throw it at the net. When they were throwing the puck at the net, this Flyers team was scoring.
Real quick, Ryan saying, "What's up, guys?"
Hey, Ryan.
It's always good to
Ryan,
see
what's
you.
up, dude?
And he says, "Pray for me, guys, please." Well,
Well,
it's Sunday, so we will definitely.
Yeah,
pray
that's
for
my
you.
guy.
Hopefully
All right,
everything's all
Ryan.
right, Ryan. You're a good guy, man. Hopefully everything's all right. And Angry Ann saying Flyers need a scorer that's not afraid to score.
Pretty
Shoot,
much.
not scared to get dirty. I mean, because the things do kind of really. It just seems like there's nervousness when they hit because how many times have you heard the clang or the just going wide of the net like that's been happening
Dude,
a
the
lot.
Flyers have hit more iron this year than a steel worker.
That's right. But look, I said it's a little disappointing because, like I said, the Flyers are fading out, and now the Pittsburgh Penguins are going to take our spot.
I don't listen. Just
But real quick before you start
Ugh.
downing us and putting that, but speaking of Pittsburgh, if you want to get another phillysportstrips.com, and they have a trip to Pittsburgh so you can watch the Phillies take on the Pirates at PNC Park July 19th to the 22nd, or maybe you want to go to Fenway Park in Boston from June 12th to June 15th. Great guys, great deals. You can't miss it. Go to phillysportstrips.com. Even have a trip to Baltimore for one day. Camden Yards is a great place. Bacon on the stick, Pat. Bacon on the stick. They have it at
bacon
Camden.
stick.
The bacon
You had
on
to
a
bring up
stick,
bacon
not
in a
bacon
stick.
sticks. I'm not feeding you dog treats.
I'm going to. Do I look like a
you
dog?
can. Do we
Yeah,
need-
sometimes you make dog noises too. We were going to talk to you about that after the show. But no, go to phillysportstrips.com. They have the Brazil trip set up for the Eagles. They're going to have all the away trips. phillysportstrips.com. It's not just a trip, it is an event for the lifetime. So check it out. Go to phillysportstrips.com.
All right, guys. Listen, it's been, like I said, the title of the show is Handling Your Business on the Road because all Philadelphia teams are on the road. I mean, there's not one of them that are around here. I mean, the Union are on the road.
Do you think because WrestleMania might be in town?
I mean, we've got
that's-
WrestleMania taking up everything in the sports complex.
I'm telling you,
everything in South Philly. Let's give our boy Joe a shout out.
yes,
right now.
Joey Woods.
The guys over at the Steel Steps doing an amazing job always covering professional wrestling. The big ones, AEW, WWE, but as well as your local
indies,
independent
GCWs,
He
all
was
that
all
stuff.
over the place. Suplex City did an outdoor event last day. You can go to EOPsports.com. Check out all the articles. You actually just put one up right now about last night's first night of WrestleMania. Because for those who are new, maybe old school guys who are coming back, WrestleMania is 2-night event now. A couple guys wrestling on both nights.
Yeah.
So a lot of things going on. So check it out. You follow us. The Eagles were down there. You saw Jason Kelsey down there. You saw Lane Johnson. I believe Jordan Mailata was in the house. I don't think he was on stage, but he was in the house. So yeah, it is a star-studded thing. It is awesome when they bring big events like that to Philly. So check it out.
Yeah, how about it? How about Rey Mysterio going all out for the Birds, wearing putting the Birds logo on his mask? That was pretty cool. I mean, so Mike, before we get to our Phillies conversation, it's funny because you and I have been in this game for the wrestling game for over 20 years, of experience. And Mike, what does it mean for you as WrestleMania being in your backyard, being a Super Bowl, being in your backyard for us?
I think it's cool. From my lifetime, it's the second time in my lifetime that it was here.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, our buddy Mike Heiser, rest in peace.
Yeah.
We were at a watch party, and Mike had tickets, and all I just remember was when Shawn Michaels' music hit, we were all looking to wait to see if Mike was going to jump the guardrail because Mike kept saying, "I'm jumping the guardrail. I'm walking Shawn down the aisle," and we're sitting there watching.
I know Dave Yarnold would jump the guardrail for that one.
Yeah. And but it was really cool. But seeing what it's come from, like, they sold out the Wells Fargo Center.
In seconds.
Well, no, I'm talking about for that WrestleMania in '99, they sold it out, and I think the max ticket for that was probably like $350 to $400, I think it was, and you got to take the chair home. Now they went from there to selling out the link, and every event that they have put on here in Philly this weekend has sold out. I always say, they call Detroit Hockey Town. Philadelphia's WrestleTown. Like, I don't care. I think it's better than anywhere in the country, even better than New York.
Did anybody see the Paul Heyman Hall of Fame speech?
Yeah, I saw it.
That's
beautiful.
I wanted to run through a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to run through a while, like, because it's so true. I mean, he talked about the ECW. ECW started right here in Philly, 2300 Arena, down on Swanson Street. I've been there for a lot of events back from ECW. Went to a lot of UFC stuff. A great location, a great place, and I love going there. But like, he's absolutely right. I mean, guys like Stone Cold Steve Austin got his start there. You know what I mean?
Well, he got his.
Back.
Austin actually got a start in Texas, but
you know what I mean?
he was off TV for
Paid
a while.
his bones.
Right. The origins of Stone Cold started in ECW. But I like seeing guys get their chance. Like, I'll tell you right now, look at the Dudleys. The Dudleys are probably just as over in the wrestling business as the Road Warriors.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And I will put them.
Tell
right
me
there.
for the Attitude Era, you weren't excited because every pay-per-view event it felt like, but it was either them versus Edge and Christian or versus the Hardys.
Yeah, and then you got guys like Rob Van Dam who would come out. And
he was making me laugh with the Rob Van Dam comments during that whole
yeah.
Listen, Rob Van Dam, again, another multi-talented, but I'm going to go what they say kind of lesser tier guys. I don't look at them as lesser tier, but look at guys like Stevie Richards, the Blue Meanie, and Nova. Like, Nova ended up having a job there for like ever as a behind-the-scenes guy, and it was great.
Yeah.
You know, so and Stevie wrestled there for a long time. Meanie wrestled there for a while. That all came out of ECW. Guys like Tajiri. Tajiri coming over. I mean, so there's so many guys.
One of my favorite, most underappreciated wrestlers, Tajiri.
Tajiri was awesome.
Well, to me, like the one was for the Rey Mysterio, kind of the Lucha Libre legend.
Him,
where he got his big niche was from ECW, and then he went on to WCW, and then of course, the guys like I said made their
Psychosis. Psychosis always gets they Ray had a dance partner in ECW, and that was Psychosis. And a lot of people don't really give him the same attention.
Was him and La Parka the same guy?
No, La Parka's a different guy.
Well, I think
the chairman of WCW. Remember that?
And if I'm saying it wrong, but I believe it was Bubba Ray that said it best. He said we were the Napster. When Napster was the big thing of the music industry, we weren't made for the long haul. We were here to make a bang, and that was pretty much.
They were there to make a change, and that's what they did.
Yeah,
they did alter it.
And listen, I mean, I don't know. I mean, really, it was up to ECW that kind of got the fans more involved, and you got, physically got the fans more involved, handing over chairs and stuff like that. I mean, like I said, guys like you said, not the big names. Al Snow made a name there. I mean, Raven.
Al Snow had a 15-year career before he went to ECW. You know what I mean? So for me, honestly, Paul going into the Hall of Fame, everything that he did with ECW, I mean, it was a good thing. And Paul Heyman said it. If you ever go back, there's a DVD out called The Rise and Fall of ECW. On that DVD, Paul Heyman said ECW could not have been born anywhere but here.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And that's saying something because New York's right down the road. And I feel like they're just as up.
Yeah.
They're
hardcore
rabid
fans.
They're a rabid fan base as are we. Boston's right up the road from them. They're a rabid fan base too. So for him to say, I want the most rabidest fan base, and he comes to Philadelphia, and look at it. Look at how Philadelphia is being represented this weekend down there at WrestleMania. It is you have nothing.
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing. They're getting 91,000 people inside the link.
Yeah,
Think about that.
And again, to our boys over the Steel Steps, Joey Wood especially's coverage, the WWE experience or whatever they call it. It's the first time they had this. Like, this is the first time. Look at the NFL draft. They had a whole new event to the end. They completely altered the NFL draft when it came here. WWE took wrestling. And I know it's WrestleMania 40, so of course it's a big one. But once it comes to Philly, they came here because they know, and it's good because, like you guys said, like I've talked to people in the industries from all sports, and they say Philly. What makes Philly great is the ravenous fan base, but also the location. I mean, you can get from Boston, Philly very easily. Washington,
Baltimore,
Maryland, Virginia, Western Pennsylvania, even Ohio, which are all big wrestling areas, might I add.
Yeah.
And it's very centralized. And it's a big city. And like you said, plus on top of having an already preset ravenous fan base, it heightens it.
Yeah, like you said, like what Mike said at the top, during the segment, from where it went to where it's at now, it's just remarkable. And like you said, the guys at Steel Steps doing a phenomenal job covering it. And like I was really happy for Joey. I mean, he's been there. He's been living pretty much in South Philly for the past 3 days now. I mean, he's getting all the coverages.
He's working. He's working.
Yeah, he's getting
his tail off. And
he's getting all
and the best part
interviews.
about I gotta give the guy a lot of credit. And everybody here does a lot of this. The same thing. He reaches out to me. We were talking, going back and forth about like posts because he had a lot of good interviews on. I guess it was Friday.
Yeah.
With current superstars.
Yeah, with Ray.
Even in that skirmish between AJ Styles.
Yeah, and LA Knight.
He was front and center for that, so we were able to post that up. And I sent him like, "Hey, yeah, send it over. We'll take care of it for you."
Over 5,000 viewers if you check the Facebook.
Yeah,
page.
that was just in the beginning. Yeah, and he said to me, he goes, "Thank you for this," and I'm like, "Well, thank you for this." Like,
Yeah. Well,
but it's cool that where EOP has gotten to and was able to get there. He earned it because remember this was announced about last year, this time a little bit before this time last year, about say 13 months ago, give or take. And he just started with us, and
yes.
I turned to him and I said, "Oh, he said you're going to be there.
Yeah,
I'm going to get you there." And he goes, he kind of probably thought I was like kidding around, but once he got down to the Royal Rumble this year, he goes, "Okay."
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
he shot me a brief message saying thank you, for getting me. I said, listen, dude, it's the hunger dog was in you. I just saw it. I just had to pretty much let it off the leash and bring it over here because I know where I see the potential. But
all right, the two main matches tonight, just real quick, give your thoughts. Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, who wins? Cody,
oh, dude, I think
Cody and Roman. Just those two. Who do you
I think both titles change.
I think both titles change too. I think Drew wins it. I think Drew McIntyre wins it from Seth Rollins.
I'm gonna be honest with you, the only storyline I really know is the other one.
I think no, I'm sorry. The belt's not going to switch hands between Drew and Seth. I think my man
CM Punk.
No, Damian Priest will cash in the Money in the Bank. And
you're thinking Damian? You know what? That wouldn't be a bad thing. Damian Priest is a
so you're
local
gonna say they're
guy.
gonna change hands twice?
Yeah, you got to think like a promoter. You know what? Like a promoter.
No, I forgot about Priest. So I can see him doing that because Priest is from Jersey. He's right across the bridge, actually.
Is he fighting?
He's in a match, but he has the money. He has a Money in the Bank briefcase.
I know that, but I wasn't sure if he was fighting on top.
Yeah,
of
well,
it.
no, he won last night in the
last night. So, I mean, why? I mean, that could be a kind of a cool thing too, having Priest cast in. I think Cody ends the story tonight, and not only does Cody finish his story, but you see the return of Goldust tonight too, and rumor being too. It's kind of broken. I kind of seen it a little earlier. Brock Lesnar landed in Philly. So I don't know what that means.
Oh, he's out in the mountains. Whatever
that's
said. In the mountains of Canada or somewhere, hunting animals.
Just seen it.
Oh, so he's up the Poconos?
Yeah, he's probably up the Poconos looking for you.
But hey,
guys, we got a baseball team we got to get to.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's get into this team.
Real quick, I want to just want to hit a couple of these real quick because people were chiming in. Angry Ant was saying Tommy Dreamer was great.
Awesome, dude.
Tommy Dreamer is one of those guys that was
smart man,
made for ECW.
Yes,
but when you put him anywhere else, it just didn't translate in my eyes.
Yeah, he was.
He's I believe he's the behind the scenes guys for TNA now.
Yes.
Kyle McGrory saying, "Damn, on Sunday, do you guys ever take a day off? Haha, have a great show."
No,
this is a running train.
Listen,
us four we're the hardest working guys at EOP.
EOP is always on. In honor of WrestleMania, would it only be right for Pat Bernard to body slam Big Al into a table?
Hey now, I'm all favor.
These tables, I don't know about a body slam.
I don't think Pat's picking up Al.
I know I lost a couple lbs.
No, it's not that. You see them chicken arms?
Yeah, well, that's it.
It's not. The first days are over.
And I don't want to have to. I don't want to have them rip his.
I can get my tights if you want. I'm ready to go.
No, I would
return of Frankie Frizzo out of retirement.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
I got the gold tights. Lock in my car still.
I would not subject our viewers to that.
Do you have gold tights? Did you really?
Yeah.
And used to put on the hot cinnamon stuff, like when they walk by you, and you could smell them from 3 rooms away. I used to kick them out of the locker room. I'm like, dude, get away from me with that.
Kyle wants to know, are you guys at a spot to stop by? We could grab the show and have some drinks. Of course, we're at this.
Down.
Yes, here I'm going to remove the comments. It's right there, 5400 Fern Boulevard. We're here at the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar. We actually have a pregame show coming up in a little bit.
Yeah,
You're fighting Phils, followed by a postgame show.
The Don is
talking about the sweep of the Nationals.
The Don's in the house.
Come on down, hang out. They have a great brunch, a full restaurant, full bar, even outdoors. You can see behind us. If the weather's going to get a little nicer in the afternoon, if we can, maybe we're going to move it out there. We'll find out. Let's see. Going a couple more here. Steve Fuentes, the interview with Ray was awesome. Yeah, no, he did an amazing job with that one. Freddie wants to know, free Phillies ticket raffle giveaway. Just show up. Yeah, Freddie Burns is going to be coming down, guys. So if you need to know, you want that, you've been looking for that hard to get, autograph from Fred Burns, you can get it this afternoon. So come on down.
Oh, Freddie's going to join us in his presence. That's awesome.
He's going to jump down.
Yeah.
I want to see Pat get suplexed through a table. Who doesn't, Angry Ant?
Angry Ant.
Rollins loses to Cody's, finishes his story.
All right, Steve.
And Steve, one more says, Finn Balor, I think, has actual contract and switched out the suitcases a while.
Wow, there you go. That's funny. There you go.
Ooh,
that's a good
backstabbing going on.
A little backstabbing there. That's awesome.
Dan McAllis is skinny these days, disrespecting former wrestler too. Wow. I don't know, skinny, but here you go. Yeah, he just told. We'll skip that one. How long until we get tired of the Groundhog Day and the Phil's base running? That's where we're going to go right now. Thanks for the segue.
Yes, let's do it.
Thanks for the segue, Steve.
Yeah. Who is in charge of that?
But we will get to it in a second because I do have to remind you that this show is brought to you by David Archeri at cherryinjurylaw.com. That's right. Life happens, Pat. I'm talking at you when I say this. Life happens.
Yes.
Sometimes you get hurt at work, hurt in a car accident, personal injury, criminal law. You try to put me through a table, I'm going to have to sue you. I'm just going to have to do it. I'm going to have to come after you for this criminal charges. And I'm going to get David Archeri on my side. And then you're done.
And I'm out?
All the Frankie Frizzo glitter you have ain't going to save you from this.
I should take a car and go right to Florida?
Go right to Florida. Get out. Get out of town. But cherryinjurylaw.com. Check out David Archeri for all your legal needs. 610-565-0300. Again, check it out. cherryinjurylaw.com.
Yeah, speaking of criminal law too, when you decide to go streaking and running around in your tighty whities too.
My yellow tights, get it right.
There ain't. Yeah, it's true.
It's going to scare a lot of people. Only for a half hour.
Again, Steve wants to know: are we tired of the Groundhog's Day with the Phillies base running going to cost us against better teams and frustrate us at the worst times? Mike, I'll let you take that.
Yeah, who is in charge of them? What coach is in charge of them running the bases?
Well, third base coach.
Okay, well then Dusty needs to get his head out of his what, because this is a common thing.
We had a couple issues with him last year.
Well, not just and the year before that, ever since this guy's been on third base.
Why are we nitpicking? I
got somebody screaming out here, bring Davey Lopes back.
Listen, we've won 2 back-to-back. They're starting to put wins together. We should
I don't care.
Happy.
They're still making dumb mistakes.
I understand
Steve's got a point.
And listen, could we won by a lot yesterday? Of course. But I mean, relax. Enjoy the wins, man.
Hold on.
The base running has been, the base hitting. JT Realmuto, if I recall yesterday, had a single. Then he had home run. I mean, he's been playing well. After his single, you had Alec Bohm with the triple yesterday. The hitting's been good. I mean, listen, the offense is starting to come around. And again, it's kind of like last year.
I just want to know. I mean, but the base running mistakes are dirty.
Yeah.
It's like Steve said, against a good team, that's going to it's going to come back and bite you in the butt, and it's got to get better. Now, I will say this: the one guy that's in this lineup that's really I'm starting to worry about is Bryson Stott. He's had some good at bats, but it just seems like there's somebody there. Like he'll hit a ball, and there's somebody there. Like that's it. And me and Sal, we did the game the other night. And I'm sitting there watching the game. I'm going.
This comment. I love our listeners. I really do.
Yes.
I'm glad Pat didn't do the Rey Mysterio because Pat would have made Ray cry just like Paul Day.
Oh, come on, man! I didn't make no head coach cry.
Listen, all right, so for those in context, we should really put this out there.
Yeah.
Because I don't want the Wings to think we're sitting there.
No,
Pat, as you guys know, is a credentialed reporter for the Philadelphia Wings as well as the Union, and was down at the Wings game. Wings have not had a great home success.
No, 1-8.
1-8. Pat asked a very simple question. I think it was all about the timing. He kind of got up. He was probably trying to hold it back a little bit. And he asked a simple question like, "Is it just something different about the home crowd that makes it harder for this team
Yeah,
to,
it's the pressure home at
and
home
he starts
different from
going and he talks for about a moment and then says, he has kids who play sports and then he gets choked up and then
Yeah,
kind of let it go. And
it's not my fault.
I mean, I don't think Pat asked any real brain busting
No, it's
questions.
not anything comes from this mind's not rockets, any brain surgeon.
I think he realized that.
I mean, the
I
brain
think
might
he
be
was crying
busted.
for you.
Yeah,
He might have been
could've-
crying for him.
yeah, I understand that.
All right, guys. So
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, look, man, they stacked 2 wins. They could probably get out the broom sweeps, right? And you feel good. Now you go down to St. Louis. St. Louis is again, a team that that's a team that gives us our fits, and you can handle business. But as of late, we've been handling. It's been nice. So feel good.
Stop looking past teams.
yeah, like,
I'm not looking past teams.
especially early in the season. The Pirates are a good team right now. I mean, it can change on a dime. 162 games of
You know who
baseball.
hasn't looked good? The Marlins, 0-9.
The Mets. The Mets haven't looked good either. I mean, we're gonna and we'll touch a little bit further on this in the post game show. But
the Phillies are
but that
back to
doesn't mean-
500 baseball.
okay, yes.
so
Listen,
today they'll go over 500 if they win. If they win, then you can. Then
Why
you-
am I the
all
only
right,
positive one here?
here's the thing: is and I'm
Because
no,
we
I'm
s-
being positive. I'm telling you, people will keep bringing up the remarks that this team wanted to come out. You wanted to start hotter. Didn't want to get far behind. But I think people look at it as it's not the first 5 games they're talking about. People they're talking about maybe the first few weeks to a month. Like that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, and even look at the pitching. I think the pitching's been a little bit better in this little series. I mean, you had Nola did okay. You had Suarez yesterday just pitching around the strike zone. I think he did okay. His rotation of pitching has been great. He hits with the curveballs, he hits fastballs, sinkers. I mean, he really works the corners of the strike zone. I think he did a phenomenal job. I mean, he had 4 Ks, he let up 1 home run, but other than that, I thought he was pretty solid. I thought the Phillies defense was solid.
I'll tell you what. I thought the whole key to the game yesterday was the bullpen. Again, second straight game.
Yeah.
No runs, no hits. Like this bullpen has just came in and boom, boom, shut them down. But I think I'm going to allude to your point. I think I know where you're going with this. It's the Nationals. So I kind of temper that expectation.
Listen, I look at this game and I looked at the first couple games, and not to be a Debbie Downer, but these games should have been 10-run games, 8-run games. But I'm not. I'll take a W where I get a W. I'm never going to complain about a win.
I'll agree with you about the 8 runs on Friday.
Yeah,
Sal knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like there should have been They are still leaving runners in scoring position. They're still leaving too many men on base. It is still a problem that they need to work through. The bats have gotten better, but not great. I mean, Harper had that one has definitely come on more. JT Realmuto has stayed steady. I mean, Kyle Schwarber. Anybody who's complaining about him, like the man has already with 5-6 singles already this season.
He went 0-5
on
yesterday.
top of his home runs. He's getting on base.
286 average, man.
I mean, it's what you want from this guy. Oh
wow!
Oh wow! And maybe that was it. Maybe he had to slim down a little bit. Maybe it was.
But how crazy was the pitching yesterday for the Nats? They potentially walked Bryce Harper, let JT come up, and took a dare on it, and JT goes yard deep to center and just rocks it. I mean, he puts the Phillies up 4-0 right there.
Yeah, Steve's saying pretty much the same thing. I think against teams like the Nats, these issues can be covered up, but good teams, it's got to be cleaned up.
Well, this is again.
But I mean, there are cleaning up. I mean, I'm not making excuses for this team, but it's been public knowledge that the spring training was not a typical spring training for them. They were ravaged in the clubhouse through some sort of sickness and virus. So guys who normally would have more time, more stuff to get ready, more at bats, more pitches. They didn't get the same amount. It looks like Orion Kerkering could be coming back in the next week. I think also who else was out? Who's the other pitcher? I'm trying to remember. No. The starting pitcher, Walker.
Oh, Walker.
He's been getting some time. He could be back sooner than later. Brogdon is gone, but they actually traded him out.
Dodgers
for a young guy, which we'll talk about later, about somebody who it's a later pick. It's a future pick, not a pick for today.
Yeah.
But no, I mean they are working out things, and this team we know can work things out. I'm not worried about it. Again, you have to have tempered expectations. Would we all like this team to be 10-0? Sure. Is it going to happen? Not now, but they could go on a 10-game winning streak, and these hopefully today makes 3 of the next 7, with 7 more to come after it.
Yeah.
Trey Turner.
Trey Turner. He had an aggressive bat yesterday too. It took the first swing yesterday, but after that, he made like a little bobble in the defense. Just again, routine ground ball come right to him. Bobbled it.
I've been disappointed in Trey so far this year.
Yeah,
Dickie Bats is back to swinging to everything outside again.
he is a guy of bad habits, and when he gets his bad habits, it's hard to break him of that.
Yeah.
So, but also I look at the good stuff, like Brandon Marsh, man. Let's give the guy credit.
Captain Caveman's been doing awesome.
He was the one who made the comments. He's like, we had guys up and down this lineup who could hit. He said we had dudes who could hit.
Dudes on dudes that can hit.
Dude on dude, and he's one of them dudes. Like, I mean, that's what he said.
Just said dudes on dudes, and Pats is lit up.
Yeah.
We got to take it home.
Here, let me hit some of these comments real quick. Steve saying, when it comes to Marlins, Sixto Sanchez is regulated to pen duty, can't build endurance. Yeah, I mean, I definitely won that trade. Let's see. Steve saying, I'm pissed at the ump last night. Alvarado had to throw an extra 12 pitches last night. Stromp had to get up. Listen, Alvarado throws himself in those conditions too. Let's just throw that out there. I'm not defending the ump in any which way. But Alvarado should strike out 2 guys in a row real quick and then have to go through 12 batted pitches to get through the next out. So, what do you think of the new jerseys? Oh, there is a question. If anybody's seen the videos of the Philly Connect and they had a big block party or something they called it.
What do they have it at the Crayola Factory?
Huh?
Where do they go to the Crayola Factory? Inside?
No, it was outside the Citizens Bank Park, but. Yeah, I don't like them. They're not growing on me. Joey Shear made a funny post.
What? I love them.
Why?
What are you drinking?
I like them. Just because you like them,
did you compare? Let me ask you this question. What did you think about the Boathouse Rose Sixers jerseys? Those black ones with white etching. What did you think about those?
They were okay.
That's why you like them. You just have bad taste.
Yeah, he does.
I just said they're okay. I didn't say I was running out the bottom.
I don't understand.
I like these jerseys.
All right, let's take about the ones that the Nats wore yesterday. The cherry tree ones. I get the point. Washington cherry tree. I get it. I still think they're lame.
I think Colorado's got the best one. Colorado and Cincinnati got the best ones.
But what about this? What about this color scheme? What about this font? What about the design? Screams Philadelphia to you. If I took the word Philly,
he's a strange guy. Yeah, he's a strange guy.
Huh?
It's the city colors.
But it's just to me, it's like those ones where the Eagles wore the
Swedish fish. The Swedish fish.
Yeah,
that's what. It's the same jersey.
It's horrible.
Jacksonville Jaguar colors.
No, I'm not worried about that.
I don't know your colors.
I just don't. I don't see how it screams Philly at all.
Blue and gold. It's a light blue.
They look
and black
like a Union jersey. They look like a Phillies baseball jersey for the Union.
Right.
They look horrible.
They don't look like a Phillies jersey.
I like them.
There's so many good alternate jerseys.
Yes.
By the way, Jamie, thank you for that question. I had to ask. Jamie did give us that question.
The only talented one in the room.
Let's see.
Speak for yourself.
Brian said, "Whoops." I don't know. Whoops. What? Only hit good last year. His autocorrect. When I was last words right, changed my words. Phillies Connect jersey were supposed to be for the Union. Dupe. That's what Steve. Yeah. I mean, they do look like a Union jersey. They would be cool. If they were trying to sell baseball jerseys for the Union,
right? That would make sense.
Make sense to me. Well,
I'm not duping at a Phillies game, that's for sure.
I'm just saying I could have thought so many more things that would have been cooler, that would have personified Philadelphia or the Phillies or something like. They don't always have to go retro. I'm okay with that. But by the way, powder blue retro ones, to me, they should be. They honestly would love the Phillies to go back to the blue and maroon. I mean, the maroon with the blue alternates, I should say. I'd be okay with that.
No, I'm cool. The powder blues are cool, but I'm sorry. I grew up in the '80s, man. I couldn't wait for them to get rid of the pinstripes.
Yeah. The
looks like
St.
pajamas.
Louis was the same color, red, but they had the powder blues. They look really weird.
Looks like pajamas.
Everybody did it. I think that was
Yeah, they did look like pajamas, didn't they? Steve wants to know Philly. Same one there. Sorry. Let's see. Regarding Phillies Connect, marketing research staff should be stripped of their degrees. Anyone with a master's, the school should be stripped of their education privileges.
Wow.
All right, Steve. Not
All right,
holding
so
back.
Pat,
You ready to wrap this thing
let's
up?
wrap this
Final
up because
thoughts? And what
final, well, the meal of the day is probably going to be whatever's on the menu here at the Streetlight.
they got pasta?
No.
I'm pretty sure they do, Pat, but probably not for breakfast.
Oh, right.
This guy. They have a full menu for our Phillies post game show. $12 items, full menu of just great items that you guys can get here. As guys were asking, can I come down and hang out? Yeah, 5400 Fern Boulevard, guys. Come hang out. Streetlight Kitchen and Bar in the Holiday Inn Suites at the Drexel Brook Event Center. Come on down. It's a beautiful place. If I turn the camera, it'll probably fall off, so I'm not going to do that. But it is a great place, great bar, great restaurant. There's a great outside seating you can see behind us. So if the weather breaks, there's even an outdoor bar.
Come down this
If
week.
the weather's
That'd be
good enough, we
beautiful.
might even move these tables outside. We'll see. But guys, check it out.
And I'll tell you what, yeah, definitely get down here. You get to hang out with us for the day.
We're trying to get them to come down. Now.
Oh, you don't want. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
the better half's getting off the
it'll just be out here. He'll just be talking by himself.
We're sending Pat home.
Yeah, we're sending Pat home.
That's not a bad idea.
Another thing, going today for the Phillies is the kid Spencer Turnbull. Is going today.
Spencer.
No, that's
it's Christian Sanchez.
Christian Sanchez.
Oh,
Okay.
shoot.
All right, so I like Sanchez. He looked good his first outing. I'm going to take the Phillies today. I think the Phillies win 6-2. I think they win 6-2 today over those Nats. And my meal of the day is going to be whatever I feel like ordering off this menu.
Right on.
It's going to be the left side followed by the right side. This it's stacked.
All right.
Like you, we're both trying to get our summer bodies in.
Yeah.
Our Speedo bodies.
I left my summer body at home.
I'm trying to get my Speedo body in shape here.
There you go. Come on.
Well, Speedo's coming, I guess, in 2037.
2057, but that's all right. So, what do you got for today, Pat?
Well, my final thoughts are again. I think the Phillies. I like that score, Mike. I really do. I think it's going to be a 4-1 Phillies win. I'll take that. I think they're going to build confidence as they head into St. Louis. And of course, I got to go for my final thoughts. I got to go cover the Wings as they hit the road. And guys, if you want to know, their season's over. But yeah, I got to cover them. I got to
Thanks,
cover.
Pat.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler. But no, ultimately though, I think the Phillies win 4-1 today. I want to see what Christopher Sanchez will have on the plate. On the at the mound today. I want to see his rotations. I want to see if he twinkle a couple things in his arsenal. So I want to see that happen. But I think the Phillies take it. So yeah, my meal of the day. I'm
going to be the Streetlight Kitchen and Bar. That's
I'm going to tear them.
Nothing else
Yes, I saw
Baked
Ziti, right?
You saw Baked Ziti. You're going to have Baked Ziti now.
I'm ready. Hey,
Jesus.
you gotta
well, hey, look.
Yeah.
Have at it, brother.
Yeah. Somebody check that water. But guys, remember, come on down. We will be going live in about an hour for the pregame show here for the Fightins final at the Streetlight Kitchen Bar, 5400 Fern Boulevard. So come check out that great menu, and then you can hang out, watch the game with us, talk with us, let us know your feelings. Get your comments up on the screen if you're not here, but if you're here, you can still get your comments in. We will have it situated for you. So check it out. I guess my final thought would be
go ahead, Al. I was about to
get here.
Yeah, get here.
Get here.
Oh, sorry. The dunk tank's coming. Pat didn't know.
Oh, well, yeah.
So
come on.
It's chocolate syrup tank too. It's not. We're not even using.
You're gonna throw me in some chocolate syrup?
Yeah.
All right, guys. We got to end it on that one.
All right, guys. Other than that, we will see you in about less than an hour.
See you.